So here's a question I bet a lot of you have thought about. Is the famous Royal Canadian Mounted Police actually part of the military? I mean, with those sharp uniforms and disciplined ranks, it's a super common question.
You see that iconic red Serge uniform, the whole disciplined structure. It really gives off a military vibe, right? They for sure look the part.
But here's the thing. The answer is actually really simple and definitive. The RCMP is a civilian police force, period. It is not a branch of the military.
Okay, so what is their role then? Well, as a civilian law enforcement agency, their job is to enforce Canadian laws, to maintain peace, and to protect citizens all across the country.
So if you're gonna remember anything, remember these three key things. They are a civilian force, they have a federal mandate, and they act as Canada's national police service.
The biggest reason for this distinction really comes down to one thing. They have completely different mandates, which means they have very, very different missions.
This really lays out the difference perfectly. Just think of it this way. The military protects Canada from external threats, right? The RCMP, on the other hand, serves and protects communities within Canada. They even operate under totally separate laws, the RCMP Act for the police and the National Defense Act for the military, two completely different worlds.
So why the military look then? That's a great question, and it all comes from the RCMP's paramilitary heritage and its historical roots.
Let's do a quick history lesson. It all started way back in 1873 with the Northwest Mounted Police, which was created to bring law and order to the frontier. To do that, they adopted a military-style structure for discipline. Over the decades, they evolved, and in 1920, they became the modern RCMP we know today, keeping a lot of the tradition, but with a very clear civilian mission.
And that really brings us to the final word on the topic. Yeah, the RCMP incorporates some of those paramilitary elements from its history, but it is, without a doubt, a civilian law enforcement agency, not a military force.
So there you have it. The RCMP isn't part of the military, but it is one of Canada's most respected and iconic institutions. If you're interested in learning more about what it actually takes to become a Mountie, you should definitely check out joinrcmp.ca. It's your independent guide to understanding a career with the RCMP.